The Run here on ESPN 1280 The Ticket. You are listening to Living the Run, your home for health and fitness radio. A sad day, slightly, but a happy day. Co-host Paul Tarek, our producer Max Woodcock. From the inception, he has been with Living the Run. He was here before I was here. His last show. Will we go on, Paul?
I'm just trying to. What part of it is happy? I mean, he has hands down got the record for most shows done. I mean, it's between you, me, Fran, all of it. He's got them all. He's got the record beat.
Yeah, but do you not see the smile on Max's face?
Well, he's happy.
Max is in heaven. He's ready to go on to the next thing, moving up north. The guy looks free. His spirit has been lifted. So it's a happy day. Just sad for you.
Happy for Max.
Sad for you and I because we don't know how the show's going to continue on from here on out. All the glitches that go on and behind the board. Max, you've been a monster for us. Glitch free most of the time. When the glitches are there,
they're usually not his fault. That's the thing.
They're never your fault, and you always have a resource to get them back. You deal with Paul better than anybody. I don't know how you stayed on the job. Max, thanks for hanging with us, and I've always appreciated all your work.
It has always been my pleasure. This is it's a great show. It's a very unique show. It's kind of one of a kind, particularly to this area, and it's surprising that in an area with so much health and fitness being a focal point of a lifestyle that there isn't more going on like this. So I'm really happy that Ryan started it originally, and it was fun to be a part of that from the get-go. And when you took it over, it's evolved a lot since then, and to watch it grow, it's been a lot of fun. So thanks for having me.
Maybe you can plant the seed up north, and he can, open up a little affiliate, if you will, and try to spread nationally, kind of like this bird flu they got now.
Yeah, we're not even going to get into the conspiracies behind avian flus, bird flus, all this kind of stuff. But to get back to it, it's Max. You're always welcome. I figure we'll get somebody else in. I know Max at some point is going to get tired of the northern part of the United States. It's just there's cloud covers like today that are going to happen. Max, I'm predicting 30, 40 days in a row this year maybe of this cloud cover. You're not going to see the sun. He's going to be coming back. He's going to send the text and say, "Hey, any chance to come back and produce Living the Run?"
So what we're looking for?
Get a little sunshine from the Central Coast.
We're not actually looking for a full-time replacement. That we need a rebound producer.
Exactly.
Like we're breaking up with our current one. We need one just to get us by until
put
that one
put
comes.
That on Craigslist. I bet we'll get a ton of response going.
Yeah, you will. Exactly, and that's not the kind you want.
Hey, good show tonight. Couple things going. Of course, the guys from Miracle Miles are here, mm4k.com. Jamie Baker and the crew are here, and again, promoting that event. If you haven't participated in that before, you need to participate. Run from Morro Bay, 10K from Morro Bay to Cayucas. Good stuff. We'll let them talk a little bit more about that. And then these kids from the Grizzly Youth Academy, Paul, this was fun stuff. The slow marathon, half marathon, and marathon, these kids were out there. I got to talk to a few of them along the way on the run, and they were just excited to participate in an event of that magnitude, be out there and run. They were even doing some relay stuff. It was kind of funny. It was almost like they were, what do you call those runs on the track where you do, it's probably not politically correct.
Native American run.
Native American run. For those of you that used to do it 20, 30 years ago, it was, I think they were
Indian runs.
Indian runs, yeah. But anyway, it's kind of what they were doing. They were just running past you, and then they'd walk a little bit, and the next thing you know, they sprint past you.
They enjoyed the feeling of passing you, so they would just run ahead of you, wait, catch their breath, and then just do it again.
I don't know how much of an accomplishment.
Demoralize you the whole way.
To pass me, but it is what it is. Good workout out there today. Did you get anything in, Paul? We got out to the track today. Me and Brandon Shepard, former running back for Cal Poly Mustangs, 4-year starter over there. Excellent. We're transitioning from getting 3, 4, and 10-yard gains with the football to getting out on the track, doing something a little bit longer. We had a good time out there today.
I didn't make it out to the track today. I made it out yesterday, and I of course, like always, I had to complain during my workout, and I complained to Coach Williams, one of the track coaches over there, and I said, it's really depressing when your workout now used to be your warm up. It's like now I don't go out today and say, I want to run 3 400s, or I want to run some 200s, or I go out today and say, I want to do warm up A. I want to do warm up B. And then it just gets even more depressing because halfway through I'm breathing hard and I'm like sweating profusely and I'm like, oh, this is no good.
Hey, one of your old training partners, Chris Randolph, he said it today. It was kind of funny. He went out. I saw him go out, and then all of a sudden he was back. I says, weren't out there for very long. Well, what was he? He goes, it was a 14-minuter. I go, 14 minutes? When was the last time you worked out for 14 minutes? But it kind of brings up a good point is that sometimes we get stuck. And how many times do you hear people say, hey, I just don't have time for a workout today. I got busy. I got this or that. Everybody's got 14 minutes. People have 10 minutes. People have 7 minutes. You can get the heart rate up. You can get something done in those short periods of time. We say get the blood to boil. No excuses. Rando had a busy day. Things didn't match up perfect. He still got 14 minutes in, and he went hard for 14 minutes. And, he's better off because of it.
It may not be the workout that you want or the one you had planned, but it's something.
Absolutely. Hey, we haven't had Virginia for a couple of weeks. She got cut off by the bad phone deal.
Was she upset about that? Was she not talking to you? Was that it?
Well, hey, again, it seems like it's a production problem, but again, not Max's fault. Never. Max
never is. No,
never is. Then she had the unfortunate deal with some poison oak that got into her throat, which was a disaster. People, if you're out there, poison oak can get airborne. Don't burn it. When you're out there camping, it's not good for other people.
Leaves of 3, let it be or something. I forget how that goes.
You did learn a lot as a child, didn't you, Paul? And so anyway, we're going to have her back here. Last week was a tough week. If you missed last week's show or you missed any of the shows, get on to facebook.com/livingtherun. Get on to livingtherun.com. Last week's show was a great tribute to Boston. Good stuff. It's a great thing to see that recover. And I think, as we know, we're going to be hearing years from now the great stories, especially starting next year at next year's Boston Marathon. But the stories are going to continue of positivity that came out of what seemed like a negative, tragic type thing. But, hey, let's talk about this real quick. I got a delicious, savory treat that has already started arguments in here. Apparently some from my wife wanting to make sure that some of this gets home. Virginia, do you realize that you're causing such a stir?
It's my favorite thing to do.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about this a sweet savory cheesecake here. I know one of your pet peeves, one of the things you want to talk about and get people to change their thinking on, and then, of course, their cooking there at Vert Foods is how do we use sweeteners in a positive way rather than a negative way?
Absolutely. It's interesting because it might seem obvious to some people in reference to sweetness that it's an element of what we call the common name sugar. But somehow, amazingly, we've been fooled by marketers that you can have things that taste sweet that don't have calories or sugar, or the really anti-word is the carb word in it. And it's amazing what people will digest in order to avoid calories, sugars, and carbohydrates, not realizing that in order to avoid those 3 things, you're actually eating chemicals and toxins. So the reality is carbohydrates, sugars, and calories don't need to be eliminated from your diet, but they do need to be investigated on. If you're going to have them, they need to be rich still in minerals, they need to be rich in nutrients, and they don't need to actually deprive yourself of micronutrients or cause harm to your body.
Hey, so talk about what we're looking at then here in this cheesecake. Here, what are the ingredients? What makes your cheesecake different than the?
What makes my cheesecake better than any other cheesecake ever?
Well, other than it makes Max almost, go into a euphoric heaven over here. Guy can barely keep his eyes open. He's in.
Well, one of the things that you can know about this cheesecake is, number one, is that while there's still those 3 words in there, there's still the calories, there's still the sugar, and there's still carbohydrates because of the fructose, and the walnuts have carbohydrates in it. There's actually a lot of items in there that are very beneficial to you. So the crust that you guys are eating, as you know, I love to cook with currants and other dried fruits as my sweetener. So this is a very natural way to get that sweet craving without having something artificial or heavy in cane sugars, which can create insulin issues and other things. So the crust is just walnuts and currants, which you're getting protein, you're getting iron, you're getting magnesium. Very easy way to create a crust with none of the grains, none of the toxic things that are actually creating some issues with our systems. The cheesecake itself is an organic raw cream cheese, which is filled with calcium. It's filled with some other great things like protein. And then there's true vanilla. True vanilla extract is just the vanilla bean with some alcohol in it that actually helps create that nice flavor that actually tastes sweet to our senses. And then there's maple syrup. So not a lot of maple syrup, but just enough to actually sweeten the cheese. Maple syrup is a great natural sweetener that's filled with minerals. So again, You're not putting the cane sugar. You're not putting the powdered sugar. You're not putting all the chemically induced toxic sugars in our system, but you still have that sweet satisfaction with getting some minerals and some nutrients.
As always, we love what you do. Thanks for the food this week. Our food at home was grub. If you don't use Virginia from Vert Foods, you should. Meals.
Well, I had a question, though, before we go too far. I really do. I'm learning stuff. I'm starting to learn from Virginia. I actually got a hold of her the other day. I have a friend's brewing beer, and we had some grains left over, and she forwarded me some great links, to some things we can make with it. So the next time he brews, we're gonna try some of those. What do you use like as a binder in this in the crust? You said it was.
That's a great question. So the nuts themselves, when you mill them or you mash them, actually create a great binder. But coconut oil, it's a very common binder. As long as you cook it at low heat, it creates that crust. The actual cheesecake itself is just organic, cage-free eggs. So the binders that we use and the textures that we use in modern baking is because we've created so many chemically induced items that now we have to use baking powder and baking soda and binders to make things have that fluffy, otherwise appearance. And also so they stabilize, so people can leave them on their shelves and they don't go moldy. That's a lot of the reasons why we've created all these other chemicals to create baking goods. And one of the things, the most common question I have is people ask me questions about like agave and like the stuff that they've been told to put in their coffees and sweeteners. I just really want people to keep in mind that really look back at the source. Look at it and see if it's natural or see if it's not natural. Because most likely if it's not natural, it's going to be doing some type of harm to your body. So if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So pouring half a cup of agave syrup in your coffee is probably not doing you any good.
Always good.
I usually pour my coffee into the agave syrup. That's
but
sweet.
Yeah, avoid the white sugar. Avoid the artificial sweeteners and avoid the triple doses. I watched somebody put 3 to 4 tablespoons of honey in their coffee the other day. It was unbelievable. She just didn't stop. I think we're missing the point on it.
Yeah, and you have people who are like, oh, but there's soda out there now made with stevia. Like, isn't that okay? No, it's not okay. It's just a replacement for something that's already bad for you, and now you're having chemically, concocted stevia put into soda as your replacement for the soda that was no longer good for you to begin with.
Awesome creative stuff. So good for us. So good for the listeners. Thanks so much again.
Goodbye, Max.
Goodbye to
Bye, Virginia.
Bye.
Enjoy your cheesecake.
Oh, so good.
So good. All right, thanks,
All right,
Virginia. We'll talk to you next week.
week.
All right, that's Virginia of Vert Foods. We got Jamie Baker and the crew, Danielle Martinez, Scott Engel coming in. We'll talk Family Care Network next.
You're listening to Living the Ride on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Tired of taking supplements when you have no idea if they're working or not? Frustrated by not feeling or seeing measurable results with your vitamins? Looking for a new job or a little extra spending money? Do you know anyone with headaches, chronic pain, inflammation, autoimmune disease, or any other malady they just can't shake? Come learn about a breakthrough product that is scientifically supported, plant-based, and is used daily all over the world to combat age-related disease. Learn how this product is the only one of its kind on the publicly traded market to address the fundamental causes of accelerated aging, otherwise known as oxidative stress. If you want to learn how to reduce inflammation, save money by eliminating 90% of your supplement regime, and provide residual income for your family, call 805-234-7816. No gimmicks, just hardcore science on free radicals, antioxidants, and oxidative stress finally being revealed accurately and honestly. Call today to find out more. That's 805-234-7816.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the SLO Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
We're back with Living the Run.
Welcome back to Living the Run here on ESPN 1280 The Ticket. Again, if you're just joining us, you can always catch all the interviews, all the information, anything great from Paul Tarek on Facebook.com/LivingTheRun or on LivingTheRun.com.
That cheesecake is absolutely incredible.
It is stunning, and I don't know why you had to move over to the corner and leave it right in front of me. This is
because I'm afraid of your wife, man. If I eat that cheesecake and she gets angry, it's curtains for me.
Happy to be joined in studio by Family Care Network's Community Resources Development Director, Jamie Baker. We had you guys last year. Jamie, just answer the simple question. Why should we participate in Miracle Miles for Kids this weekend? Why does this little community need to participate in this?
Rex, for the main reason, it is an incredible event. It is 2,500 people laughing, jumping, skipping, walking, running down the beach from Morro Bay to Cayucas Pier, celebrating one of the great causes that we have in this community, and that's the Family Care Network and their work with foster kids and children's mental health issues.
No question about it. I mean, this is as good as it gets, when it really comes to races. It seems as though everybody knows a little bit about it, but huge issue out there in the kid world, foster kid world. Tell us a little bit about some of the strides Family Care Network has made in this last year, some of the new programs, possibly things where we're making a dent in getting some of these kids homes and just kind of changing some of the outlook for some of these foster kids.
Well, I'll tell you, I can put it into perspective of our agency. Okay, Family Care Network, we've been here for 25 years, and we have 17 different programs, and we use them to sort of, they're tailored to help the needs of that specific child. Now, with Family Care Network, when we have a child that comes in our door, we set some outcomes, we have a plan, and we have about a 94% success rate with those kids against the plan. And that's kind of unheard of in our industry. You'll see lots of other agencies that, perform at like a 50%, and it's about maintaining a child, the quality of life. And what we do is that we actually take it a few steps further. We actually change the lives and enhance them.
Now, when you say plan, kind of walk us through a basic idea of what one of those might be. What kind of plan are you talking about?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm the event guy. I do a lot of the events, and we have someone here tonight, Danielle Martinez, who is more knowledgeable about the program side and can talk a lot about our work with our clients. So
okay,
I'll let Danielle do that.
Answer this, though, real quick, Jamie, because I know a lot of times people, they think about races. Hey, are there still spots left?
Oh.
How do I get in? We got to get people in because there's still spots left. They can sign up still the rest of this week, right? Even maybe the morning of.
This is very urgent right now because tonight at midnight, online registration stops. So if you want to be in this race, you have to go online, mm4k.com tonight and register. You'll also save $10 by registering tonight. If you don't register tonight, there's only 2 more chances that you can do, but it's a little bit more difficult, and that is you have to come to our office tomorrow because we're having a very large bib pickup celebration. We're going to have like over 1,000 people come to our office tomorrow. We're going to have food trucks, we're going to have vendors, we're going to have music, and people can come to pick up their bibs. But you also have to do a paper registration, and it's going to cost you $10 extra. If you miss that one, then you have to show up on the day of the race, and that's going to be a longer line. But the other part of it is so we can only have 2,500 runners. We have 2,200 now. So if you wait too long, you run the chance of not getting in.
Hey, let's get that 300 more, but let's have them come late so they got to pay more, so more money goes to the organization. It sounds like a good plan to me.
We're okay with that, but we want people to be comfortable. And I'll tell you, it's worth the $10 to me to get them processed early. So we would prefer that they register tonight online. That way we can make it a lot easier on them when they come to pick up their bibs. We'll have all their information, and it'll be all in the system.
Got it. Hey, Danielle Martinez, come in here. Danielle, you were with us last year, too. One of the top fundraisers. The thing I don't get, Danielle, top fundraiser 2 years in a row, and they still say you're on the B squad. I don't get it. When do you get up to the A squad here and elevate? How many years in a row do you have to keep raising the most money to be an A member?
Well, I am an A member.
just on the B squad, though. It's like,
still on the B squad.
She's playing down for a little while.
Yeah, what is up
the
with
minors?
This year I'm going to sneak up and beat Jamie Baker, so that's the plan.
That's the plan, and then maybe that A level.
Maybe that A
It's
level.
not quite a secret anymore. He's standing right behind you now. He knows.
Hey, answer Paul's question. Run us through a plan with some of these kids, what you guys are doing, and what makes it efficient and effective. To help some of these foster kids along the way.
Absolutely. So Family Care Network is amazing for several reasons, but they instill hope in families, and they are an agent for creating and encouraging positive change. And the other really neat thing is they develop plans that create or help families encourage them to be safe, healthy, and happy. So all of our families have an individualized treatment plan, and it could be around independent living skills, it could be around behavioral interventions, it could be around parenting. And so whatever the family needs, those are the plans that we create, and that's how we create progress and success.
So this isn't like some cookie cutter, like, oh, I read it in some book and we're implementing it. You guys are actually getting involved in the lives of the children, in the lives of the foster families, in the lives of their other families, and trying to find a way that everybody can be successful.
Absolutely. Like Jamie said, we have 17 different behavioral support programs, and so that looks very different for different families. And so our counselors are meeting with them, the case managers, supervisors, therapists, probation officers, social workers. There are a variety of people that are involved in their family, and it's all to promote success and healthy lifestyles.
That's a lot of caring going on. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of people that that don't have that in their regular family life,
Hey, Family Care Network lives the run as well as any organization in this town. There's no question about that. Hey, I just got a text that Sandy Sachs said to say hi. Of course, Sandy, my partner there. We see you in the office.
Is he registered for the run? I didn't. Was Sandy registered for that run?
Well, all he said was that she's an A patient coming in. He doesn't understand that grade of a B. We're still not figuring out.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yeah, we're expecting next year that rating's going up for you for that fundraising. Let me bring Scott in here real quick. Scott Engel, president of Engel and Associates Insurance Brokers. Scott, you guys are big sponsors of this. How'd you get involved in it? And the obvious. Why do you so passionate about this for your firm?
Well, thanks for the opportunity to be here today. I was raised with foster kids. I'm the oldest of 4 boys, and my dad and mom, back in 1965, when I was about 10 years old, took in our first foster kid, or their first foster kid, and I grew up with, probably over the years, about 6 different kids through their shared different parts of their lives, and it just is something that until you see what happens, you mentioned success, words like positive experience, giving kids a chance. My dad passed away a few years ago, but he always did that and taught me that you can give a little bit and it can help some people really a lot and give them a chance to have a better life. And I met Jim, the president of Family Care Network, to answer your question more directly, about 25 years ago. And my dad was alive then and was still taking in foster kids, and just thought Jim was just an amazing guy. And he's taken this program so far, and his team. I mean, he obviously doesn't do all this himself, but he's very passionate about it, and as are the people that work in the Family Care Network. And they really do make a difference in the community, because these kids are going to school with our kids. They're coming out of homes where they may have never even had a chance to do anything, and by getting a better education, these programs that they're talking about, and they've really just done a lot for a lot of people, and they continue to do that. And I'm just so happy to be a sponsor whenever we can. This Miracle Miles for Kids started out, and we got involved with that years ago, and it's just one thing that they do, but every dollar helps, and it makes a difference in these people's lives. And you see it right there. I mean, you see it right in your community.
Hey, we're talking Family Care Network here, Miracle Miles for Kids this weekend. If you haven't gotten involved, Jamie just told us 2,200 are involved. We got 300 spots left. Make sure you sign up. Deadline tonight, mm4k.com. Scott, last thing, when we're talking to you, it's obvious to all of us, we sense the emotion a little bit in you. You can tell this thing tugs at you a little bit. There's no question that some of these stories, some of those things, maybe talk about a favorite moment or an interaction where you just kind of get the sense that it's like, this is bigger than just what we do every day. There's kids that badly need us. Yeah.
Couple of examples were 2 of the kids that, this is my own personal experience, and of course the Family Care Network magnifies this 1,000-fold or more.
Sure.
Maybe probably thousands upon thousands by this time. But when I was a kid, there was 2 of the foster kids that came through our family came from physical abuse, alcoholism parents. One of them, given an opportunity, became here we are on ESPN Sports Channel here. I mean, became an all-star. He was one of the best pitchers, basketball players, baseball players, because he gave a chance and had the time to be around some positive support. Went on to become a Green Beret. That's one guy. And had he not had that experience with a positive family, that wouldn't have happened. I mean, he was basically in a dark place, and that experience gave him the light and the opportunity to change his life.
Scott, thanks so much. Scott Engel from Engel and Associates. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for coming in, taking just a few moments to share that stuff with our listeners.
My pleasure. You're welcome.
Yeah, Jamie, any last words real quick before we go?
I'm just very happy. I mean, I want to thank Scott and Engels Insurance and all of our sponsors for this event, because we could not pull this off without all of our sponsors, without all of our 2,500 runners and everyone who pledges to these runners. This is our 10th year, and we're very, very close to raising $1 million with this event over the 10 years. We have a couple thousand more to go, but if we can raise that through pledging and getting some more runners, we'll get the $1 million mark this year.
Hey, and Danielle's going to get that because she's going to pass you, so that's going to be a big thing.
I know. I am prepared for that. I've already dealt with that issue. I know that she will pass and then have another year of gloating. But I hope she does.
Yeah, and
I hope she does.
Is Jim going to be able to handle it if you guys beat him in the race too?
We have a little contest about that.
Has he prepared for that? Possibly getting beat?
He has, and we actually have a little internal competition about employees beating Jim in the race, because he's pretty fast. He does. There's not going to be many that actually. And
Jim's fit.
He's fit, and they will win a little prize if they actually beat him. And we actually have we have employees who really, really want that prize.
Hey, looking forward to it. Thanks so much, guys. Guys from Family Care Network. Thanks as always for coming in. Thanks for running this event. And again, if you get an opportunity to go out there, either participate, cheer people on. If you're not going to run and you can't get in, at least come out, cheer people on. Morro Bay to Cayucas this weekend. mm4k.com.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much. When we return, the Grizzly Youth Academy, talk to a couple runners who experienced the slow marathon for the first time right here on Living the Run.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Tired of taking supplements when you have no idea if they're working or not? Frustrated by not feeling or seeing measurable results with your vitamins? Looking for a new job or a little extra spending money? Do you know anyone with headaches, chronic pain, inflammation, autoimmune disease, or any other malady they just can't shake? Come learn about a breakthrough product that is scientifically supported, plant-based, and is used daily all over the world to combat age-related disease. Learn how this product is the only one of its kind on the publicly traded market to address the fundamental causes of accelerated aging, otherwise known as oxidative stress. If you want to learn how to reduce inflammation, save money by eliminating 90% of your supplement regime, and provide residual income for your family, call 805-234-7816. No gimmicks, just hardcore science on free radicals, antioxidants, and oxidative stress finally being revealed accurately and honestly. Call today to find out more. That's 805-234-7816.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the SLO Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
Folks, when it comes to the health of my teeth, I will not compromise, and neither should you. It's time you go where my wife and I go. Go see Dr. Ryan Ross. I get it. Not everyone loves a dentist, and heck, even a few of you out there are scared to death of these offices. Bad past experiences? Well, you ever had a bad haircut? How about a bad meal somewhere? You didn't stop getting your haircut, and you certainly didn't stop eating, so stop ignoring your teeth. Dr. Ross's gentle approach, calming demeanor, and office full of upbeat staff puts your dental fears to rest. Conveniently located in a great little house on Marsh Street downtown, Dr. Ross's office exudes the highest level of professionalism, mixed with an atmosphere much like your own home. Look, nobody's in a rush here. It's not a get 'em in, get 'em out atmosphere. Every time I'm in Dr. Ross's office, it's like I'm the only guy that matters. No distractions, just full focus on my oral health. If you're interested in the highest quality in dental care and want to walk out of the office every time with a smile, call Dr. Ryan Ross today, 541-5800.
The ultimate choice for sports massage in SLO County? Peak Performance. Conveniently located at SLO Wellness Center just blocks from Cal Poly is ready to assist you to reach your personal best. Calling all athletes and fitness enthusiasts. If you're ready to start alleviating symptoms by addressing the true problems, if you are seeking efficient and effective body work, then you can count on Peak Performance. Nagging injury, losing the bounce in your step, pain or tightness keeping you from training hard and reaching your goals? Raise your standards, raise your expectations. Call Peak Performance 543-8688.
We're back with Living the Run.
Welcome back to Living the Run. Good stuff there from the guys at Family Care Network, as always. Jamie, Scott, Danielle, tremendous stuff. If you missed any part of that interview, or if you missed the details, remember only two M's, mm4k.com. Go and sign up tonight. Only a couple hundred spots left. Great race for a great cause. Some emotion in here, with those guys. You could really sense it.
Yeah, you could tell talking about it that they were really involved and really, impassioned about what they're doing. So.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. We talk that Living the Run all the time. It's not just about fitness and so forth. It's where are we mentally, and are we enjoying what we're doing? Are we liking what we're doing? And is it giving us something positive at the end of the day?
Well, I think the big thing to remember, too, is, a lot of us look at what are we doing for ourselves, and we tend to forget about other people. And this was a group of people that, they're going after the people that might be falling through the cracks or getting left behind and giving them opportunity and direction. And like I said, it just, you could tell when they're talking about it that they're very passionate about it. They're very involved in it.
Yeah.
And, I love that.
I love Jamie's energy. Danielle's got the biggest smile. She's a ton of fun. And then you could just sense it from Scott, from Scott Engel and Associates. Just a guy that's been deeply touched from it from childhood. This next group we got in here, super excited to have these guys too. Similar stories, I know. Similar organization, looking to do some of the same things with the Youth Grizzly Academy. Austin Miller, thanks for coming in. Hey, look, talk to us a little bit about your involvement with the Grizzly Youth Academy, and talk to us about what the goal of that academy is and what you guys are doing on a regular basis.
Well, I'm a counselor at Grizzly Youth Academy, and Grizzly is it's a residential high school for 16 to 18-year-olds who are at risk of dropping out of high school, and they volunteer to come and spend 5 months with us, turn their life around, and then they have a year after they graduate Grizzly where they get followed up by a case manager and implement those changes back on their home turf. Another awesome organization.
Where is Grizzly Academy located? Because I got to be honest here, I'm not aware.
It's on Camp San Luis Obispo, and it's a partnership between the National Guard and the San Luis Office of Education.
Hey, how'd you guys get involved with the SLO Marathon? Because this is the second year that it's been here, but I don't remember having you guys there last year. Were you there last year as well?
No, this was our first year participating there.
Yeah, who came up with the idea? How'd you guys get some of these guys involved and get them out running? We're going to have a couple of guests here, but LaWanda, she's going to be great. She ran 1 mile before, and then somehow you convinced her to get out there and do 13.
Yeah. Well, it was a perfect partnership between ourselves and Get Off the Couch Potato, who puts on the SLO Marathon, and Samantha Pruitt and Cheryl Comer. They were really spearheaded this partnership of, they had Grizzly cadets who were volunteering at their events, and they said, hey, I'm tired of them just volunteering, let's get them running. And myself and another coworker, we had that same kind of energy and commitment, so we said, let's make it happen.
And the cadets were like, no, wait, this is a bad idea. Wait, the volunteering was good. I like the volunteering. Wait, why do we have to do that first time?
Well, let me tell you, Austin, there's no question that you keep it focused. I mean, I know last week we got distracted. We wanted to be able to have these guys on. We had the Boston Marathon. I appreciate you communicating, coming back to me, reaching out so we can get these guys in here and continue to get them encouraged. Let's bring it in. Is it going to be Moses or LaWanda? LaWanda, let's start with you. Ladies first, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Paul Tarek, the great Olympian over here, asked you right off the bat, what was the longest you'd ever run up to this point? Did it seem daunting at all after, thinking about you just run 1 mile that you had to do 13 of those?
Yes, it was. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe I had to do 13 miles.
How'd it go out there? Was it fun? Was the energy good for you?
Yeah, it was really fun. Especially all the people out there, they were like really supportive. It was really fun.
Yeah. So, what has the Grizzly Youth Academy meant to you? How long you been there? What are the things that you've noticed about yourself that have improved your life and made things more positive for you?
No, I've been in there for 4 months already. I think 3. I'm not sure, but it's changed me a lot. My attitude, my education, everything. I'm more confident now. Everything's just like, it's more like, how do you say it? I have more hope now. Like, there is a second chance. Like, I'm going to do things more right. Like,
Paul Tarek, confidence. She went from 1 mile to 13. She sounded more confident to me.
That's what I was just going to ask about, because I know, competition's coming up. There's always that questionable doubt in your mind sometimes. Like, have I done enough? Have I prepared enough? Am I really ready to go run this marathon? And you'd said that before you started training, a mile was the most you'd run, and you kind of get volunteered into this, and you're doing this half marathon. So now you start doing the training. Was there like a moment in time when it kind of clicked, like, maybe I can do this, or was it up until race day where you're kind of like, man, I hope I can get there?
Up until race day, because I didn't like running at all, but I started to love it, so yeah.
But around mile 11, she's like, I really started loving that running about mile 11. But so up until race day, you may have had doubts, but you just kept pushing through, and you got to the end. See?
Hey, again, talking to the Grizzly Youth Academy. Austin Miller brought in the crew here on ESPN 1280 The Ticket. You're listening to Living the Run. Great to have you guys here. Let me bring Moses in for a second. Moses, again, you're not a 13-miler either. You're not a trained half marathoner. But we just heard Luanda say confidence, hope. Some of these things that being a part of this Grizzly Youth Academy as well as being a part of this race, what this race mean to you?
It gave me a new
besides fatigue. Besides
there
sore
was
legs.
that.
Yeah,
There
sore
was
legs
that.
and fatigue, yeah.
But it meant like passing another obstacle. Like try to move forward with myself, move forward with my life, and get a new perspective on like running and just enjoying it.
Hey, are you gonna keep running? I mean, was it a positive enough experience that you're gonna go out there and you're just gonna keep the jogging up and keep staying fit?
Well, one of my goals later on in life is I want to do the Ironman.
Fantastic.
But I'm gonna have to train for that one. I know. For sure. That won't be later on.
No question. Good goal to have. Hey, were you one of those guys that kept sprinting past me out there? As we were going up the hills, and then the next thing I know, you guys kind of drift back and then sprint past me again. I mean, how did you run it? Was it one of those that you kind of kept the same pace, or were you guys doing what were you guys doing out there?
Well, for me and a couple of people I was running with, we were keeping a good pace towards around 6 mile. And then after that, we started sprinting faster and faster. And around the 8 to 12 mile, we like sprint a little bit faster than that. And on the 13, we just booked it.
That's so like the opposite of my race. Probably start off hard and then just like be walking by mile 10.
Yeah.
But, you said something there a second ago that was just kind of like another obstacle that you had, you'd accomplished, kind of moved past that. Do you feel as though you're going to be able to take that same mentality and kind of apply it to, other things in life,
Yeah, I do feel I could do that. Because, there's always going to be obstacles in your life, and you're always going to have to, like, move on from it or learn from it and gain knowledge from it. And that's what I feel like this half marathon did. Because I gained that, willingness. My body may be fatigued. I may be tired, but as long as I have the heart, as long as I have the mindset I can do it, I'm going to do it.
This is a brilliant last show for you, Max. You've seen some amazing stories, some good stuff, and you can tell this stuff's resonating deep in the soul. These kids. Grizzly Youth Academy. Austin, thanks for bringing in these guys. Luanda, Moses, thanks so much for participating. Fun to watch you guys, and there's no question that you guys are going to keep soaring to those greater heights. Confidence, hope, and Ironman in the future. For Mr. Moses. I like it.
Where else can we find you guys around here? Are you going to be involved in anything coming up?
Yeah, I know one platoon is going to be out at the Wildflower. Actually, so Moises, his platoon, he'll see a triathlon firsthand. And then we're also working that Miracle Mile. in fact. So
Now, working the Miracle Mile, or did you volunteer them now? And they're going to be running?
We see how it goes with Austin.
So, well, the Grizzly Run Club. So we are going to do one more race, the Bull Canyon Run in Santa Maria, and that's just a 5K. But we wanted to end on a good note. So.
Hey, good stuff. Hey, thanks so much, you guys, for joining us. Fun to see you guys out there in the race. Look forward to seeing you next year, I hope, as well. Good stuff for the slow marathon and good stuff from the Grizzly Youth Academy. Austin, thanks so much for coming in. Hey, we're coming back with Ryan Joyner, Athlon Elite, after the break. More here on Living the Run.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, Slow Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at Slow Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, Slow Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
Folks, when it comes to the health of my teeth, I will not compromise, and neither should you. It's time you go where my wife and I go. Go see Dr. Ryan Ross. I get it. Not everyone loves a dentist, and heck, even a few of you out there are scared to death of these offices. Bad past experiences? Well, you ever had a bad haircut? How about a bad meal somewhere? You didn't stop getting your haircut, and you certainly didn't stop eating, so stop ignoring your teeth. Dr. Ross's gentle approach, calming demeanor, and office full of upbeat staff put your dental fears to rest. Conveniently located in a great little house on Marsh Street downtown, Dr. Ross's office exudes the highest level of professionalism, mixed with an atmosphere much like your own home. Look, nobody's in a rush here. It's not a get 'em in, get 'em out atmosphere. Every time I'm in Dr. Ross's office, it's like I'm the only guy that matters. No distractions, just full focus on my oral health. If you're interested in the highest quality in dental care and want to walk out of the office every time with a smile, call Dr. Ryan Ross today, 541-5800.
We're back with Living the Run.
Of course, Max just says it. He's counting down.
He's celebrating.
He's celebrating. He goes, oh, last segment. This is it. Hey, don't forget, coming up next on the CJ Silas Show, Doug Gottlieb from CBS Sports will be on. And hey, Max, you got to give a shout out to CJ as well. She comes in the middle of the interview and drops off a plate of some yummies there as well.
Oh, some delicious cookies. Thank you so much, CJ. You've both been very, very kind as well.
Yeah, he's on the countdown here. We had a great show to send Max off on. If you're not inspired by this kind of stuff, this is Living the Run at the highest.
You think if I left, CJ'd make me cookies too?
No way. No chance. No chance. Again, if you missed any of those interviews, you're going to want to go back and listen to it. Special kids there, to get up, Moses, Lawanda, to be able to come in here, stand in front of the microphone, talk, use words like confidence, hope, goals. It's pretty neat, those kids from the Grizzly Youth Academy. I didn't know a lot about it. Thankful for Austin Miller for bringing those guys in and made a difference and an impact on us.
Even if you don't want to go listen to the interviews, the Family Care Network and Grizzly Academy, these are things we have to know about. I was embarrassed to go, wait, what is the Grizzly Academy? Just because, I like to think that I kind of keep abreast of those things and research those things and stay up to date on it. But it was, right up here in Paso Robles, and I wasn't aware.
Something somebody said to me the other day was, they said, how do you get your guests and how do you get the show to run? And a lot of how we've gotten the show to run is other people talking to us. They say, hey, I know her, I know him, they're doing something great. We need that from you listeners. Again, come on to Facebook, come on to Twitter, email us, leave us a note somewhere that says, this is what's going on. There's some really great stuff happening in the communities, people that are living the run at the highest level, doing something special, so that we can put it out there on the show to let the community know more about it. People want to participate in this stuff. Sometimes we just don't know about it.
Well, it's not just about bicep curls and squats and getting as many miles as you can. And we talk about health, fitness, whole body wellness. And that's part of it. You can't leave people behind and let them struggle. You have to help people. You have to get them on the right track. And like they said, you give them hope. That's the big thing is hope.
Yeah, you say something like that. I wonder, how much hope do we have, Paul, of continuing this show without Max Woodcock?
Again, we need a rebound producer to provide just that little bit of hope for us.
Yeah, I mean, how much confidence do you really have that next week is going to run smoothly?
Now, I've been watching him tonight, and he's pushed a few buttons over on the keyboard, and he touched these three over here. I'm pretty familiar with these three. I think.
What I don't get, it seems like he's laughing a lot back there. He's always got
he
this
knows
smile on his face.
He knows we're hosed. That's why he's laughing, because he knows we're hosed.
He knows the hole that we're in. Living the Run is in trouble, folks. If you know anybody that could help us produce a show next week, you got to send us a text. Call us 805-595-ESPN. We need somebody in a hurry. We got 7 days. We're not panicked yet, but come Tuesday evening next week.
It's not like we didn't know about this a month ago, but we've waited till the last minute. And
hey, this is what people do with their health, right? Things you just kind of wait till they implode on you. You can't control.
I work best with adrenaline coursing through my veins. Yes, fear.
Wait, we're waiting for Ryan Joyner. I know he wanted to join us towards the end here, but
I can't. We've talked about it a couple times already, but the Miracle Mile for Kids, that really is a great a program Family Care Network has out there. They talked about 17 different programs that they have, and how they it's not just a cookie cutter thing where they come in and go, oh, you're from a family that apparently had some alcoholics, and okay, so we're going to put you over here in this one. They really get involved, and they do a personal program for each family and child, and try to match them up with common goals. And then like they said, they get caseworkers, social workers, probation officers. They're involved. There's counselors. There's everybody just kind of checking up to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it's kind of funny when you think about it. The general population, maybe kids that aren't in foster care, how many of them have people that are supportive and have that kind of network? Maybe we need to get back to that and being, like with my own child and with your children, maybe we need to be more involved with making sure that we're all on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you see that through their organization, that Family Care Network. I mean, I think Jim does an amazing job of getting people to, one, know their roles, know that it is a team, and then maximize each individual's strengths. We had just a few people in here, and we had a few people last year too, but you could sense that they're all just uniquely different and all have uniquely different strengths, and therefore they fit into that puzzle really perfectly. And we've talked a little bit about that in the fitness world before too. You just can't read some formula that somebody says worked for them. It may not work for you,
Except for the one where you're running 800, and that'll tell you what your marathon time will be. That one's good.
It doesn't work. It works for Van McCarty, doesn't work for us. But again, you got to find, and that I think that's what you're saying is it takes getting involved.
Yeah.
It takes paying a little bit of attention, slowing down, and no question that's what the environment those guys are trying to create. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'd be interested to read more about the Grizzly Academy too, and what they're doing. It's only a 5-month program. Where I was thinking something like that, maybe they'd have to be sent to it. It might be not a sentence per se, but maybe in lieu of a sentence for some maybe petty crime or some issue. But it's a volunteer program that they go to, and maybe it's an option or not. But they go there on their own, and then they don't just cut them loose and say, hey, what? Great job, you're out of here. 5 months, you're totally cured. A year to implement it in their own lives. With all the outside distractions that. Kids that age face. We just talked about this earlier today. I had a kid on my track team from East LA, and the things that he saw when he was a kid, and then he comes to school at Michigan State and stays there for a couple years, goes home in the summer, and just in the 3 weeks that he's home, the things that happened to him when he was home with friends of his and stuff, as he comes back to school and tells us about it, it's just. That's a huge, huge metropolis down there. And how many kids are just getting left behind and fall through the cracks, because people just don't care.
Yeah. I saw that actually firsthand this year in my son's kindergarten class. It's kind of bizarre. This kid that had just the biggest smile of any kid in the class. he lit up the room, and socially, the other kids, you could tell, just loved him. I mean, he's a kid that just kind of bounced around, whatever. But because what was going on at home wasn't supporting him as well from an academic perspective, he just kind of fell behind. And then I don't know where he is now. He just all of a sudden was no longer in the class, and it's painful to see that. And you'd heard all along that, hey, he's not doing great as far as, following in the academics and meeting the standards and so forth. But it's not his fault. There's not the support at home, and even in today's school systems, which are really good, no question, kids still fall through.
What school system are you talking about?
It's a good school system here.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
I thought you were.
No. The school system's here.
Sorry.
St. Louis is a great deal, but still there are kids that even fall through the cracks in our own community. Definitely seen there by Family Care Network. Jamie talked a lot about that. Danielle, touched on it a little bit more. Again, if you missed any of that, go to mm4k.com. Miracle Miles for Kids is what that stands for. The race this Saturday, right? Morro Bay to Cayucas.
Is it on the beach,
right?
It's
a 10K on the beach.
Do they swing up where that little, where that little curve is into Cayucas from Morro Bay? Do they swing up on the road or kind of up on that high path?
I think they stay on the beach. And in fact, I think that's kind of the talk sometimes. Is sometimes the water's up, the tide's up a little bit, and maybe even get a little bit wet.
You might want to go out there and have some broken ankles or something on them rocks, right? You know which ones I'm talking about?
Hey, I want to give Max the last chance. Max, we got just less than 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
2 minutes. We're inside the 2-minute window. 2-minute warning. Max's last show.
You got 2 minutes, Max. Do you have anything, any words of wisdom to leave the
tips and takeaways.
With?
What do you take away from Living the Run? Take away from tonight's show. Give us something.
Little bang for your buck here.
Little bang for your buck from Max Woodcock.
You got like a notepad here. Glad you asked.
I'm so unprepared.
He's the guy at the wedding. He goes, well, I wasn't sure, but or the guy that had the Oscar. I wasn't sure if I was going to win, but here's what I wrote.
Here's the speech I wrote and planned out for. No, I mean, my biggest tip and takeaway from today's show especially is, there's a lot of good being done out there. And, going back to last week's show, we talk about the negatives, but the important thing to remember with the negatives is all the positives that come out of them. So, keep on looking around for the positives. They'll help you bring you up anytime. Big takeaway from the show is just, people out there keep listening. This is the kind of stuff that radio needs a little bit more of. So good job, you guys, and keep it up.
Hey, thanks, Max, as always. Tip takeaway, Paul Tarek.
I don't know how to phrase it exactly, but when she said, it gave me hope, to train for that, to find something that you're not sure that you can do, and to attack it like she did, to the point that she said, it gave me hope that I can do this with other things and be successful at other things. To me, that was a big thing. I don't know if it's a tip or a takeaway, but it was an impactful moment for me on the show.
Yeah, impactful moment for me. Scott Engel from Engel Associates talking about success and the depth of success coming not from finances, not from accumulated wealth, but from relationships. The relationships that he experienced as a young child as a result of some of the things his family did with foster children. Good stuff. Paul Tarek, thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Max Woodcock, special tribute to you. Good luck up north. Stay tuned for the CJ Silas Show next. Doug Gottlieb from CBS Sports.